Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. You hear the craziness going on. I've changed around my musics, my songs a bit. I gotta figure out the correct placement because I don't think that's the right tone for this type of video. So I'm gonna change that song to somewhere else in Ether Raids. I don't know where to put it just yet, but it's definitely a banger. It's definitely up there. But yeah. Got to use Gris today just for funsies. I'm gonna mess around a bit just to do some stuff with Gris. Didn't get the final 3 merges because I ran out of feathers, although I do have a ton that I can just get. But and I'll get some from what's that game mode? Tempest Trials. Ooh, I'll probably use them for Tempest Trials. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, that's +7 Gris right there. A lot of a really nice fodder. The only thing he's missing, I feel like I should give him Tempo Echo, just so that he can get the DR halving, because that's the only thing that's really missing from his kit. He doesn't have any form of damage reduction piercing, which is why Frost Moon would be great on him if I had it, but I don't got it. So, do what you gotta do. Made some fodder choices early this morning to invest into Goldmary, who I was going to. I just had no idea what build to commit to for her. She has so many options in terms of where she can go. In terms of just usability, there's just so much you can do with Goldberry. So I've given her Speed Taker, Brutal Tempest, and Excel, just to run some type of Gust stuff, although that's not like her greatest build. I also foddered her Hector to her because I'm definitely going to be using this Goldberry for a bit into the future. I just got to get some more merges on her. I don't intend to not use her. She's really, really fun and good to use, so I just got to figure out what her best build is. It's definitely, I feel like it's going to be some type of Lagoo's Friend or Loyalty mixture, but then her big thing is just she doesn't have DR piercing, so she doesn't have a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's missing from her weapon, but I'm sure as we go on, we'll get new specials that will just improve her performance. So I don't mind investing into her. I got a ton of Tamaras that I haven't really figured out what to do with yet because I just haven't been sure what exactly to do with Tamara. I've given her Brutal Tempest, but it's not really the greatest thing for her. It's really just for skill duplication, but because she has the clause of she needs to be within 3 spaces, blah blah blah, so it's kind of awkward to then send her out hoping that she'll KO something and then have her miss the KO. So yeah, not quite sure what to do with Tamara just yet, but I do think Brutal Tempest is okay on her, especially since she has a lull in her weapon, so I do like that. I'm not I don't know what direction to go with Tamara's build, but that's a separate topic. I didn't go over the banner, so yeah, the banner dropped. I summoned on the banner. Unfortunately, I had to go a little bit past Spark to get Camilla, who I haven't leveled up yet, but I do anticipate that she'll be a ton of fun to use as well. No DR, no damage reduction on the Camilla that I was able to see. Maybe I'm wrong, but she should hit like a truck, and if she's getting desperation, then you're probably gonna die. So I'm not too worried about that aspect of it. And then I did level up the Corin, even though I really went on the banner to get Camilla, but she just wouldn't come home, so we went all the way to Spark. Got a couple of Elises, not quite sure what I'll do with them. Yeah, I don't know. We need an aggressive healer, one that can really blow stuff up. So I got the Elises, don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I'll just put them aside for now. And then we got I got what's his name? Tomato Man on the way, Baby Tomato on the way, and also really not interested in using him either. So it's really just the Corin. I don't like this banner in terms of the unit selections, I really didn't like Baby Corin as a choice. They probably should have went with Kanas instead. I feel like that would have been a better, since they're already babies, just do the duo and be done with it. But I guess Corin sells, and we haven't had a Corin alt in forever, even though I don't really feel like this one counts. This is probably a male Corin alt, because he definitely performs like male Corin. I'll tell you that much. In testing, I was really getting a lot of male Corin vibes, legendary male Corin vibes from him. He dies to pretty much everything if you don't have him properly supported, which to be expected, I guess, since he's a speedy near save. But being that as it is, he's really easy to outspeed if you like just inflict some deep. The stat swings are so easy. Like if you just detect or a dance and automatically you've won. It's insane. So I really don't recommend him as a near saver, although I guess you could make it work if you had some way to cleanse penalties on him and stuff like that. He's missing, for all that's in his kit, he's missing quite a bit. I don't know if he is supposed to be the counter to Erica, but as a defensive unit, he's not going to really get the job done in that regards. I guess maybe on offense he can do it. It feels, give us a problem and then sell the solution. That's what this Baby Corin feels like. But unfortunately, he just isn't up to scratch in terms of being able to really stop Erica. She can still outspeed him easily if she has like some type of penalty cleansing or support. I guess you could support Corin to, swing that matchup, but then you could just support Rhea instead and not have to worry about it. But I'll test some more, see how that pans out. GG's. Alright, so it's Chaos Season, which means that the videos are a bit shorter because less units to defeat, always an opening, so you just gotta pick, where you initiate from and then figure it out from there. It's one of the easier seasons as, it's become, but this is the purpose of this video here. We're gonna look at this new unit, see if he's actually worth his salt, a lot of text, a lot of little words here. Let's see if they actually mean anything. Now, like I said, I did do some preliminary testing, and it wasn't the greatest. I imagine that this is the type of unit that does better the more speed that you stack onto him, but not the type of investment that you really want to be making into a save unit. Speedy save, not a archetype that we get quite a bit as in near save. I think the last one we got was Lucina. What was her? Is that Spring? Was it Spring or was it Bridal? I don't remember. But we got a Lucina that was speed based. That didn't age well for her, unless you had her plus 10 like DTM. But yeah, she really wasn't doing so hot after a couple of months in terms of near saving. I think she came out somewhere around the legendary Sigurd meta. I remember using her back then, and she was fairly decent in that particular meta, but we haven't really gotten a speed near save armor since that. I don't believe. I want to say Brave Corin, but she was really geared towards being a far savior, so I don't really want to count her. So yeah, it's just not an archetype that really ages very well, primarily because speed creep is most prominent in melee units. You're always, Felix is, I guess, the prime example. You're always going to get higher speed thresholds. I don't want to say that. I don't think that's right. You're going to get faster units at melee range, as opposed to ranged nukes typically are either brave hits, slower. They have a lot more options. They can typically go a few more routes in terms of being able to blow stuff up. So yeah, melee, definitely not the greatest in terms of being a save, because you're going to get outsped. You're just going to. As an armor, you're going to get outsped. And Clever Fighter just isn't really it. Is it Clever or Savvy? I forget. I think it's Savvy? Yeah, it's just not it's not it. It's not it at all. I think maybe you could swap out his C skill at some point for, one of the attack speed variants, since he doesn't really need the lower ground, in my opinion, unless they make a speed variant of it. But if you don't want to invest the fodder, I can understand that as well. Maybe even just give him a joint drive speed and get the 4 speed that way, and just forego him being a save unit altogether and just have him as a frontliner. I could see that. I could see, that as an option as well. Because the status effect is pretty cool for something like Ether Rate, since, well, mainly Ether Rate, since it doesn't work. It specifically says that it doesn't happen in SD. So, yeah, really, he is supposed to be the answer to Erica, and he does do that to some extent, I guess. But offense is always favored when it comes to a speed check, because you just have the defense is static, and you get that mid-phase to be able to inflict debuffs and penalties, and you get all your drives to be able to then outspeed the opposing defensive unit. So it's really easy to have a higher speed threshold on offense than it is on defense. You're static. You're set into how fast you're going to be, which is unfortunate. Looking here also at Camilla, who is on the same banner and is out of the box able to just body this Corin, completely destroys this Corin. Kind of unfair with the potent, but then that's where we are right now, and that's really what this Corin should have been built towards. Now, the fighter skill that he comes with does have a frozen effect built into it, but it's actually outdated at this point. I think we got that back when Ascended Amelia came out, if I'm not mistaken. So as it relates to like investing into speed for near saves, that B skill is definitely like out the window in terms of usability. It's not enough anymore. Probably just want to go shield fighter at this point, which I probably won't be doing, since that's a valuable skill, and I don't really think this unit will have the longevity to make it work. I guess, in terms of just taking 2 hits, shield fighter will be fine, because he can definitely eat the 2 hits, but then what's the point, since he comes with a preferential special? Then ditch that and go to shield fighter seems like a bit of a waste. He seems like he'll also do fairly well in the matchups versus from testing, he did fairly well in the matchup versus Ira as well, but yeah, again, that comes down to a speed check, and Ira has potent, so that's another loss. So yeah, you really would have to go +10 on this guy, or a ton of speed support. To be fair, the only reason that I'm not testing it with Ira and Edelgard here with this particular setup is that he's getting way more support here than I was offering him in the previous setup with Ira and Edelgard. It was just kind of like a 1v1 or him near saving Ather. Edelgard wins as long as she doesn't die, because on the second combat he doesn't get his special, and she just like steamrolls through him because 99 damage pretty much. And then Ira, as long as she can win the speed check and get the 3rd hit in, she will definitely win. He is, like, I'm not saying that he's not fast. He's incredibly fast. But yeah, Ira. And also my Ira isn't like fair either. Was this a secret? I've been trying to +10. I went back on the A Hero Rises banner and I got like 2 more copies of Ira. So now she's up to +9. Actually, it is technically a +10, but I had to fodder 1 copy for Brutal Tempest to Tamara, because I didn't know who else. I was really hoping there would be an attuned, well, maybe there will be on the next banner, or a rearmed that I could give Brutal Tempest to that wasn't blue. It's really annoying. So many blue units, but I just got fed up of waiting, so I did that. I gave Tamara Brutal Tempest. Not that she really needs it, but she's really just passing it around to whoever I have in mind. Few units primarily. First off, I gave it to this Goldmary, or the Goldmary that I will be putting into this defense at some point. You're going to see Goldmary here. Yeah, I gave her that. I gave her Speed Taker. It was such a waste of an inherit. It's like 4 slots. It's so, you realize how so much. It's a lot. So yeah, give her Speed Taker, Brutal Tempest. Not quite sure why, because it's so hard to find the right niche for Goldmary, especially since she doesn't have any DR piercing in her weapon, and also she doesn't have Brave damage reduction, which is insane for a unit that came out summer of last year. Golveg had Brave damage reduction, so I don't know. I guess they just thought that her Dance would have been enough to keep her alive alongside Lagoo's friend, but really she needed the Brave damage reduction, or she needs still the Brave damage reduction. It could be rectified by giving her Lagoo's Loyalty. I think that has Brave DR, but I think it's still 7 per hit, so it's not the most. I don't know. I'm really not quite sure what to do with Goldmary's build still, but I'm just going to keep giving her fodder until something sticks. There has to be a build that actually works for her, because I'm not like 100% on the Godlight Reflexes Lagoo's friend build. It's a great enemy phase build, but she's currently getting outsped, so I don't see it working for the future. So yeah, I'm trying to just future-proof Goldmary. Interesting here, it's Hector's terrain goes down first, and then Camilla's goes down after his. And essentially, her terrain cancels out Hector's terrain in the spots that they interact. So basically, the two terrains cancel each other out, which is very interesting. That's why I've been looking at it. Granted, I haven't been talking about it, but if you've been looking at it, you've been seeing that happen with this Camilla here. Very, very good unit. This what's the baby Hinoka? Baby, what am I saying? Baby Camilla. She's very strong. And the terrain effect is the thing that I like probably the most here, because I think this is one of the terrains that I use the most, at least in Ather season, because of I actually have it on New Year's Tana. So I use it quite a bit in Ather season, and it's very, very helpful. So to have it just active at the start of a map, very strong. Completely devalues Brave Robin, because it essentially just neuters whatever she's doing. So yeah, I don't know. There's really no reason to run her at this point. And also, as I said, it kind of completely neutralizes Hector's terrain, which is an interesting direction. I didn't expect them to do that. Like, I was expecting the interaction to be like his Hector's terrain would be the one that would override hers, but no, it's the other way around. So because then at least it would give defense a way to maintain its superiority, or at least its advantage in terms of the terrain effect. But she kind of just neutralizes that completely. She consistently gets the KO on this new Corin. I guess maybe merges can matter there, but this is like a minus defense plus HP Camilla. So yeah, Corin is supposed to be faster, but this Camilla is actually insanely fast. And then also still, so far from what I've been seeing with the testing, it's literally just an assist or a detect swap. But then also I'm getting the future focus, and that's like a 7 stat swing that is kind of unfair, but then it's like hand in hand. Like, how do you avoid that? Essentially, as soon as you get the speed advantage against this Corin, they fold pretty much right away. Yeah, you get the max, and there you go, all 4 hits now. Surviving because of the Erica is surviving because of the flat damage reduction, as well as the scowl from Future Focused. And she's just getting the KO, plus tries from Peony as well. But I gotta say, he is, well, it's really 1v1. Both of these units are unmerged, Erica and Corin. So I guess this is like the most fair assessment that I could probably do. He does work against her, but it's going to be very difficult to set the team up in a way that this matchup is consistently in Corin's favor. I still think Rhea is your better choice. Just go with a deflect missile seal, deflect melee seal rather, to increase her potential of surviving. It is not a guarantee that Rhea will survive. with the Fleck melee. I guess you could, unless you're going to swap to like a shield fighter build, but I don't know about that, man. It's probably going to be, for near saving at least, Rhea with shield fighter will probably be a good pick, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
I will do it.
But yeah, just going through a couple of my main units that I typically use for like initiation. That's why Crom is here. Crom is easily getting this kill once he does his stat stealing. He's completely outspeeding this baby Corin here. I'm not quite sure what you would do aside from trying to get merges here on this baby Corin to improve. And of course the attack speed near save in the C-Seal there. Briar, whenever that comes out for this Corin, is going to go so hard. Attack speed Briar, because essentially I'm pretty sure this Corin will one-shot whatever tries to attack into him. I'm surprised they didn't give him attack speed near save. There's no reason to not introduce that at this point in the game. Especially in a unit that is so dependent on speed. The lower ground is, I think, wasted on this unit. Not that it's like a bad skill, but it's not the right skill for this Corin. But anyways, Erica is still able to get the kill with some swap support and some drives. Really the most minimal of supports that you're going to be expecting to face on from an offensive team in Ether raids or summoner duels. They're going to have some way to increase Erica's speed and then some way to debuff you, be it Micaiah or whoever it is. So it's highly unlikely that this Corin is ever going to actually be able to win that speed check in the majority of the game modes that you're going to see them in. So I don't know, man. Let's see what other B skills come out eventually for speedy saves. So far it's literally only been for speedy saves, Savvy Fighter and Clever Fighter, which is essentially just branches. There needs to be something else. I mean, for the tanky saves, they have Slick Fighter, Shield Fighter. Well, I guess that's universal, but Slick Fighter, whatever, Wily Fighter, Crafty Fighter, not upgraded yet, of course. That other one, Special Fighter, I think that's what it is. Yeah, Special Fighter, and another one that I'm forgetting. So they have a ton of options for the bulky saves, but not as many for the speedy one. So there needs to be some more variety there. There is the option of just giving him Dragon's Edge or Edge Scales, whatever it's called, to give him no follow-up. That I don't know if they perform. I don't want to do that to find out if the performance is better or not. Feels like a waste of an inherit. But that is something that you could potentially do, since it's essentially the same in terms of like just looking at them. I think they're kind of the same. Those B skills I'm referring to. Erica here versus Nell. As you can see, Nell just wins because new unit. She typically has enough speed. Also, you can drop barricade. It's not needed here. Yeah, Nell can just tank her, but the problem is you kind of have to give her a distinct counter because Erica can still get the sweep in. But it's really good to see that there are units in the game that can stand up to this Erica. The best one I want to say is Desert Ike. He really is able to just tank the hits and even outspeed her because of his effects, Defrost and Potent, half of each I think he has. It really allows him to get the stat swing on this Erica and survive the combat. Aside from those two, I want to say you can get it done with Sita. Either versions, if you have them invested with the right support. You can get it done with Goldmary, which is what I've been testing out, and it works, not consistently in terms of like if the support isn't right. And then you can also get it done with Tamara, but I don't really recommend the Tamara option. But it can be done. She can live the hit, which is good. And then she can counter and get the KO with Sandstorm. But I'd really recommend Desert Ike. I think he's the primary option, but then also I don't think a lot of people pulled for Desert Ike. So I guess Tamara, but then Tamara is definitely fallen off. So if you have Nell or Lear, Winter Lear, those two I think are the most popular options that you're probably gonna have to default to, or that you'll be able to find a spot for on your defense. Those two work really, really well. Erica, again, just proving that she's really, really good. I think it's crazy that this Camilla is, I want to say, on the same speed tier, if not a little bit faster than this Erica. And this Erica literally just came out, and this Camilla is, I think, able to outspeed her, at least get the potent in. So I guess that's in Camilla's advantage, at least. Camilla, very, very strong. No damage reduction that I was able to see, if I'm not mistaken, but as long as you're hitting as long as there's no hardy bearing, especially since it's not typically on melee units, she will get the KO. All of my blue units, she's able to take them out, except Alir, because of the miracle. But pretty much everyone else, she is able to take them out. So I'm not quite sure. I don't really have a plan in terms of what to do about Camilla. She kills everything, like literally everything, especially if you support her right. She kills everything. So I don't have an answer for that. I do have an answer for Erica, or you've seen some answers for Erica's thus far, but I got nothing for this Camilla here. I think she's going to be the best unit in the game for a little bit, at least, alongside Edelgard. So yeah, that's happening. I think what I'll do is close off with some. Oh, this is just what I've been doing with Goldmary so far. He is getting the double. He's winning the speed check. She's just dying, unfortunately. So she's not able to get the counterattack in. Like I said, she has no brave damage reduction, so getting hit twice typically means that she's dead on the second hit, and there's no way to get none that I've uncovered to get the godlike reflexes to double proc. For like brave hits, if it was able to double proc, then she could probably survive, but haven't found anything like that yet. I'm gonna do some range testing as well with Corin, just to see what he's up with in terms of like range combat. If you want to try to run him as a far save, which I do not recommend because he's blue, and the majority of the powerful nukes in the game from range, a lot of them are green. Micaiah comes to mind immediately. Bridget can also get it done, but mostly Micaiah should be able to eat through him. Wow, is it only 2? I'm just saying that there are units that are going to be able to outspeed him. Yunaka, interesting. I feel like he's a good counter to Yunaka because it does take her. She doesn't get her quad. So if you, like that's an option. Well, not really for summoner duels, because some of his effects, as I mentioned earlier, aren't active in summoner duels. But that is an option because Yunaka might not get the quad. And she needs the quad to get the KO the majority of the time. Lynn is able to, if you like are able to win the speed check. Essentially, it's exactly what you think it is. If you can outspeed this Corin, you can win. If you can't outspeed him, then this happens and you fail to get the KO with Lynn. But yeah, it's really down to a speed check with this Corin. Also, there's some res checks as well, but really it boils down to the speed. If you can win the speed check, you can definitely take this Corin out. Lynn failing to meet the speed check. She's getting 2 hits in, but not enough. Micaiah there, taking him out. Pretty much expected. Even though, the swap was a part of that, but yeah, there's a lot of powerful green units that can actually just solo this guy. And he has a ton of support right now. I have a lot of support behind him, so the fact that he's still getting taken out is not great. I don't know, maybe someone is going to plus 10 that Corin and it'll be a monster, as I would imagine, with all of those extra stats. But base, no support, or base with minimal updates, I don't think you're not going to get very far with him. So yeah, keep that in mind. Goldmary, Legu's friend. I'm really thinking of swapping that out to Legu's loyalty on her, but she loses the damage reduction piercing. So unless they want to run no quarter, then but I don't know. It's a thought that I have, and then it wouldn't work with no quarter plus Legu's loyalty, and she had Slain for whatever. Why does she have Slain? She's such a weird unit, but love the art. Yeah, love the art. The art trumps everything there. So here's the Yunaka. I line this up. And yeah, we're gonna throw Yunaka up there.
In stride.
Let's take a step up with Erica here. Granted, I am also getting a few status effects as well, so those do swing in my favor. But let's pop the swap here. I think it really just comes down. A lot of these matches so far have come down to Lucina doing her thing, which is essentially the lull, true damage, and mid-turn debuffs, and +7 to all stats. That's been proving to make the difference. That is quite a hefty amount of stuff, but one future vision or future focus shouldn't lead to a unit dying this often. I don't think.
Time to finish the job.
And unless you're going to swap out his A skill for distant counter, he doesn't have an avenue to run Hardy Bearing, so he's just going to have to eat the 4 hits, unfortunately. So yeah, there was Yunaka. I got a couple other options that I want to try. You can just sit back and watch. Overall, I did not try out. I got 2 copies. I got like 3 copies actually of Elise. Don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. Man, they need to do something with these healers. Make them hit harder. Make them actually meta. Then they can rise out of the ashes and actually be good. But for now, I'm just probably gonna get the Dragon Flowers and bench her. I don't have any healers that I'm currently building that need that much fodder. So yeah, another unit on the bench. Leo, not really interested, but I'll again get the flowers and bench him. I don't know, there's just something about his face that I do not enjoy. Not this particular art, but just Leo in general. He's just not one of my favorite characters. Even though I've never played the game, I've watched the gameplay, but never played the game. I just don't like him. He's in the same category as Hubert for me. I don't like Hubert. But I guess if you're running the AoE on him, he's okay.
Don't be seen.
Shez here not winning the speed check. Granted, it is more difficult since he's a dragon. I think it's a +20 that she has to get, but is able to do enough damage to take him out because weapon triangle, and looks like she got the speed check after the swap.
I'll deliver.
Alm failing to double, which is, I guess, understandable since it's just not that great in my opinion. So yeah, Winter Shez still performing very, very well. Who else from that banner? I think, man, overall, Camilla is just the best unit from that banner. The refines and remixes, I don't think I touched on that in the last video. I was mentioning that I was very surprised with how much they gave to Ninja Lin, being that she was a free unit, so they really gave her way more than I thought they were going to, which is promising for the future of ninja units like Ninjorin, Duo, the other one, Legjorn, Duo Legjorn, even this Duo Ninja Lucina. It's just promising in terms of what they can potentially get in the future. It won't be like, I don't think they'll get shafted is what I'm saying, essentially, since they gave Lin so much stuff. The feud was a really big deal. I'd probably be using her if I had any investment in her or attachment, but I don't really. She's still in barracks on bench because I don't really fancy using her currently. But I'm pretty sure that, everyone who has her at +10 or just a few copies are enjoying what was given from the Refiner remix. I'm pretty sure she's usable now. Aside from that, I thought I was waiting actually for a refine for Lex No, Lewin. Genealogy. Erinus. I was waiting on hers, but unfortunately, it just wasn't. It doesn't have enough oomph to make me want to go and, use the unit. So I still have her on the bench. Maybe if I pick up a copy in Binding Worlds, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that would be a lot of investment. I don't know why I'm holding on to these really, really old units, hoping that they get like good refines, because it's going to be then so much investment. I haven't invested into them. So especially like someone like looking at Dudu got a really good remix and refine with the Hector stuff, the stone tiles. But since I don't have him invested, I haven't really given him any dragon flowers or anything like that. I feel like there's like, to get him to a point where he will be competitive, it's gonna take too much fodder, and I just don't want to do it. So I don't know. I'll just keep using the newer units, I guess. Which again, why am I holding on to these units if I'm never going to actually use the remixes or refines when it actually happens? It makes me think about some of my fodder options and some of the things that I've been keeping alive in my barracks. Like, why am I even hoarding these units if I, when the remix comes around, I'm just gonna not use the unit, Yeah, don't know what I'm like. That's changing some of my mentality. I'm probably gonna go clean up my barracks after this, because why keep these units around? Just use their fodder and get going. Why keep them around for 3 years, 4 years, waiting on the remix, when after you get the remix, you're just not going to use the unit? It's not the same situation for like my Lucia, that somehow is now plus 10 because she just kept popping up, but I don't have any dragon flowers for her. So like when she eventually gets a remix, I can see myself using the unit because I'm upkeeping. But for the ones that I'm not upkeeping, like Dudu, then there's no reason to really go that route. I was really disappointed with Innis's refine, because it really wasn't that much. I was hoping for something better, because I was also upkeeping that particular unit. So I don't know, like some of them are even like formas from a form that I got from Hall of Forms. So I don't know, maybe.
Where's the pain?
Well, I don't think you can book them anymore. Yeah, I don't think you can book them anymore, manual them, because they're now blue. So yeah, I guess they just get their own box. Eventually my barracks will just be full of them. I don't like that. But yeah, got a kill with Gris. I think what I'll do is play some SD with Gris, because I haven't really been able to fit him in, and I feel the urge to use Gris. But overall, Corin, lots of shade of legendary male Corin. It feels exactly like that. So yeah, that's not great.